Hi, welcome to another edition of Business Bites from Bauer Media Northern Ireland. My name is David Tighe, the MD of Bauer Media Northern Ireland. And each week we take a look into the world of business for some insight and opinion with a special guest. This week, my guest, I'm really proud to say, is Sarah McBriar. She's the founder of the AVA Festival, which takes place in Belfast on the 3rd and 4th of June this year. Sarah, welcome to Business Bites.
Hi, David. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure, and it's really brilliant to be able to talk about festivals and music and creativity, all of which feels like has been sadly missed from our world view over the last couple of years. So here you are, founder and creative director of the AVA Festival. It's back in Belfast on the 3rd and 4th of June in the Titanic Slipway. Tell us about the festival and tell us about how you came up with this idea and how long it's been going for those people that might not know.
So AVA stands for Audiovisual Arts. I started in 2015. So that was seven. It was actually 2014 when I founded the business, but our first edition was 2015. So 8 years ago. And yeah, we very much focus on music, visual arts. We have a conference as well as a festival, which is a multi-stage outdoor. And we've grown and grown every year, really. We started off about 1,500 initially in the Titanic, and then we've moved homes a couple of times. And then during the pandemic, we were obviously hit like everyone else in the industry with cancellations and reschedules. And we managed to go ahead in September, just past, for our 2020 version. We had to reschedule. And then, yeah, we're really excited to be able to come back with a full program this June in the Slipways. And yeah, the festival really it's a celebration of both like local and international talent. So it's predominantly electronic music, but we also have hip hop. It's great to be back, able to be back planning properly. It was very challenging, let's say, the 2 years with COVID.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. What did you learn over that period about yourself, perhaps as someone in business, and perhaps about the festival business? And are you applying any of those learnings into this festival in June, or even from September?
Yeah, I mean, I think putting on a festival and events, especially of a larger scale, is risky. There's a number of different factors, obviously, that play into the success or failure of an event. Everything from like the weather to having to cancel because of a pandemic, which is obviously not a common thing. And I guess what I've learned is to really keep communicating with our customers. I think that was like the biggest thing that maintained a very large following and actually grew our following. We actually grew substantially in size because, we were very transparent and we communicated a lot with the audience and made sure that we did everything in our power for it to go ahead and to be safe and to work with all our local stakeholders. So I think that's the thing. I think you can put a lot of pressure on yourself as a business owner, an event organizer, or, whatever you do in business. But if you're doing everything within your like remit and you're communicating that and making sure like the customer knows that you are going to deliver this as soon as, physically possible, then I think there's like a lot of support and belief in that.
Yeah, yeah, sound advice. The impact, I mean, tourism, especially in our part of the world here, tourism is on the up. It's a big focus for all of the agencies now in our part of the world. So, what about the economic impact of festivals such as yourselves on the city of Belfast and the wider region? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that gets associated with festivals like yours, isn't there?
Yeah. So we would bring in around 6,000 people from outside of Belfast. So those people are booking hotels, they're spending in restaurants, they're obviously spending money at the event. they're coming in, they're promoting Belfast back home and to the wider like social media, as they're called, like, you know, like social energizers, as the tourist board likes to call them, and promoting that very much on their channels. And we do the same on our channels and via our broadcasted stage as well. So yeah, I mean, there's a real positive economic, but also, I guess, PR as well, and marketing that comes from these like euphoric, fun, highly like exciting, engaging moments with people and being able to like celebrate. And also the talent as well. So we actually nurture and grow a lot of talent, and then they'll go off and play elsewhere. And so I think there's a real positive story and narrative that comes with running a festival and all the outcomes for the city. And that just leads into like, yeah, a lot of benefits, both from a sort of community, economic and like press.
Yeah, and obviously, young people appear to have been disproportionately affected by the events of or lack of events in the festival's case over the last couple of years. Did you notice that you know? Did you notice the excitement? Obviously, there's going to be excitement when a festival or an event takes place, but I presume in September it was pretty special, and I imagine that
Oh,
will
yeah.
carry on.
Yeah, like we knew, I mean, obviously we were nervous as well, because so, you know, everyone knows like guidelines and lots of stuff was like changing regularly. But yeah, nothing compares to the atmosphere and the energy and the like joy that comes with bringing people together after a pandemic and them having like a really enjoyable time. We were completely blessed by the weather. We had 2 unbelievable days. It was like 21 degrees sunshine at the end of September. I couldn't believe it in Belfast. I felt like I was somewhere in Europe. But it was, yeah, very, very special energy. And it's definitely an event that we, like, as the organizers, will forever remember. And like that will go down in our history as being like a very special event. And I think the same with everyone that attended it. Yeah, it was incredible.
So you started these events in Belfast, but you've yourself have gone to different parts of the land to spread the word. So tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah. So as I said, we started back in 2015. We did first year launched it in Belfast. We then took it to Mumbai, would you believe? We were asked by a partner, and we worked with the UKTI, United Kingdom Trade and Investment, and a number of other partners. They asked us because we did a conference side to bring it out there. And then we also took it to Amsterdam. We've taken it to Glasgow. We run annually in London. So we have pretty much the same size now in London. We've 8,000 people in London, 10,000 in Belfast. So a little bit more in Belfast because it's very much the big festival. And then, yeah, we've done in many other cities. Dublin we've done as well. But yeah, our focus after the pandemic was to actually do less and focus more on Belfast and London. So Belfast is now much more of our festival offering, and London is much more of our conference side. It's actually grown a lot bigger with a lot of brands we work with. So like streaming partners such as like SoundCloud, all the way down to like visual art software like Notch. So we work with like a whole number of partners. Abbey Road Recording Studios is one of them as well. So yeah, it's really interesting. We get like a real good mix in terms of like who we work with.
Well, Sarah, it sounds like a success story. It's a great story to come out of this
We're
part of
still
the world.
standing.
Well, that's brilliant. It's a great example of resolve and determination, and more power to you and the team. And if we can help you here at Bauer Media Northern Ireland in any way, all you've got to do is ask. We love stories of creativity and music. And just to recap, it's the 3rd and 4th of June at the Titanic Slipway area at the AVA Festival. Sarah, thank you for being our guest this week.
Thank you very much for having me.